Alright, let me tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Guy Scar, and Nzo.
Fire, peace. 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
Woo! What is up, everyone? It is Wednesday night. It is time for the Rule of Three here with 2 great people. And on Khaos Central, guys, so we got some great topics tonight. We have the Final 5 Fact or Fiction, which I think I have some really good ones. They're not controversial per se, but they're going to be kind of like, what the hell are you asking that for? Which, I like that. Really quick, guys, those of you who are watching, make sure you check that scroll down at the bottom. Just share this out. Hit that like button. But if you got a topic you want to share with us, if you want us to take on that topic on any of our shows, each show has an email. So this show here is the Rule of Three at chaoscentral.com. Onzo's is the Khaos List at chaoscentral.com. And Danny's is the Chaotic Conversation at chaoscentral.com. Remember, chaos is spelled with a K. So any form of chaos is with a K, not a C. So just make sure you check that out. Let's see here. Who do we have? We got I Love Food, G Major, Dandelion. Guys, make sure you share this out. We're going to put this out here. I'm going to tweet this out in a second. But before we do that, do me a favor. Onzo, tell everybody about yourself and what you're up to.
What's up, guys? The channel Biggaford Entertainment, Rule of Three, Khaos List, Chaotic Conversation. These are the shows that we do. After this, we will be doing the OOC, so make sure you check that out. And I can't wait to get through to these comments, these questions, bro. Let's do it.
Awesome. All right. Up next is Mr. Danny Graham. Danny, tell everybody about yourself, please.
Danny Graham, aka Comment Chat, my show, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Chaotic Conversation. Wasn't able to do that due to employment things I had to do for my job on Monday, but I plan on doing the follow-up of the show on this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if everything goes as planned. So if you're not doing anything, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Friday, please check it out, and we'll be doing the Chaotic Conversation. I have 4 questions that are ready to go, and I look forward to the show tonight. Last night was good on Onzo's show, so I expect only the best, only the same here on this show. So
all right. Hey, Flash, what's going on? Good to see you there. Remember, share it out. Jason Lee Tucker, good job, guys. Thank you for being here. I did not really advertise this, so there is a tweet out there, guys. If you can, if you're on Twitter, share out that tweet. Or, like I said, just grab the link up above and send it on your way to your favorite social media site and let people know we're live. All right, you know how this is. We got 3 topics tonight. They're picked by the Wheel of Topics, and the Wheel of Topics is right here. Yes, there it is, and it's, oh, God, I hate when it does that. It's like, what are you doing there? Why are you doing that? There you go. Okay. Anyways, here we go, guys. Spin for question number 1. All right. Question number 1. Do you think the government makes up fake issues and problems to redirect our attention when we start to get on the trail of more sinister and disturbing issues?
Ooh.
Nothing like starting off with a little light talk. Do you think the government makes up fake issues and problems to redirect our attention when we start to get on the trail of more sinister and disturbing issues? That is the question. And here is the timer. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
All right, Danny, Time starts now.
I can't speak for any other government, but for the United States, I definitely think that they plant articles in the news and they do things to redirect us from something that I guess we deem as concerning or alarming or something we need to focus on. Because I think that this George Floyd thing was one of the things that it was just hot news and it was actually dividing the country. And then something else, something bigger or something, COVID-19 or something, kind of took some of the heat off of that. Right now, COVID-19 was a hot thing here 6 months ago. Now I very seldom see it on the news now. I see it, but not as blaring or not upside my in my face like it once was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when something gets the American people or the world, like this pandemic did, that they have things to distract and take away from that. I don't know if some of these things. I heard a theory at one time that I think former President Trump was in some hot water and being scrutinized about something, and this conspiracy theorist said that they had that cop did whatever he did to George Floyd. Now I have no proof of saying that. I'm just saying that is a rumor that I heard. You know, all kinds of stuff you can hear in a rumor mill. But I definitely think um, that if something gets too close to home or there's some truth to it, that they will put something out there to kind of throw us off the trail or kind of make us forget. I just definitely think the country does that. I think that our resources are not going to sustain us for as long as it needs to, and I think it's even less than what we think. If you watch that movie, and I always refer to this, 2012, I believe something that's going to happen one day. Maybe not in our lifetime, but something's going to happen. And I think that there are scientists or whatever that can predict the future and see all this kind of stuff. And because if you go back 5 years ago, President Obama and also the guy over Apple, they said something about this pandemic. They said it was coming. I saw the video where they were talking about it that they had predicted it, tracking it or whatever, and something like this was going to come. But I don't think we took heed to it. Now it's here. So I think there are people that keep track of it, scientists, whatever you want to call them, that keep tracks of things that's going to happen and statistic wise and scientific wise that they can kind of predict things if things don't change. And I think that we just take the earth for granted and take the good things we have for granted. But I definitely think that if something gets too close to the truth, that they put stuff in there in the media, wherever, to try and throw us off the scent. I definitely believe that
Yep.
happens.
Don't know why that showed up. Anyways. All right. Good, good. Anzo, 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
I have to absolutely 100% agree with Danny. That is definitely something that happens. You know, it's like a magic trick. You know, this is what's going on here. I want you all to look at this over here and just forget about the stuff that's going on here. Now, I can't think of the things in my head right now, right? But I know there were certain things that were happening that were taken away from wars that were going on, like in Iran and Iraq and stuff like that, right? Because they focus more on the stuff that is going on in the US to take away from that factor. So people aren't looking and aren't paying attention to the things that are going on overseas. So I 100% agree with Danny on that one. 100%. Government can be messed up, man. You know what I mean? Like, they're out for their own interest. They aren't out for us as people. They're out for their own interest. They're out for the money. They're out for power. They're out for whatever they can get. And they do a lot of things with smoke and smoke screens and stuff like that to make us think that this is a situation that's going on and this is what we should be paying more attention to, when we actually should be paying more attention to what's going on here and what's going on there. And I believe, now that it's coming to my mind, that one of the things where they tried to take away was when the levees broke in New Orleans. I can't remember what it was that was trying to take away from it, but there was a controversy where they were like, this is what's going on, bam, bam, bam. And they weren't talking about the people that were actually struggling when the levees broke. And if you guys haven't seen that documentary, it's years ago, but it was by Spike Lee, and it's really good. You should check it out. But yeah, man, that's the way our society is today, man. It's like everything is smoke and mirrors, to the point where you have to be a critical thinker and you have to think for yourself and do your own research, because if you trust anything that the government says, I'm sorry, like, even if they're telling the truth, they have lied so many times that it is so hard to tell what they're lying about and what they're not lying about. So at the end of the day, you got to do your own research. You know, with all this COVID stuff, when it first started, there was so much fucking bullshit about this virus that came out that just wasn't true, right? You know, they were literally trying to say you can catch COVID by having sex. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they were saying, yeah, you guys have sex, you can catch COVID like that. I'm like, listen, this is the thing that I'm talking about. So when it comes to them kind of lies, you got to think, if it's something big, like going over to Iraq to get the oil, or Afghanistan to get the oil, and making it seem like it's this other big war, you know what I mean? That's exactly what they do. It's smoke and mirrors, guys. And Danny is correct. They do absolutely 100% want you to look one way while they're doing another thing.
Indeed, it's true. So yeah, I mean, basically, I don't disagree with you guys. It's a little different tactic, but it's the same thing that they used to do back in the 50s and 40s. Back then, they used to say, here, look at this, while they gave you the surface story. But all the dirt and all the deep stuff was hidden by the surface story. Take for instance, the Cuban Missile Crisis. Cuban Missile Crisis was much worse than we ever knew until now. We know so much more about it. And you know, they basically said, here, look what they're doing. They're bringing these missiles to Cuba, and they showed us the ships, this big grand on the news thing. And now we find out that it was so much more, that they had been doing it for like months before, and they used it, all this stuff. But now it's kind of like you have two sides of media. You have the right, you have the left, and you have all these people yelling one thing or another, and they're tugging you apart. But what they're not doing is neither one of them is giving you the complete story.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing is it doesn't matter what side you're on. You're going to believe one side or the other. And the whole purpose of that is built to keep you from actually finding out what's going on.
Facts.
And hey, Mads Mama Bear, what's going on? Good to see you. And the thing is that media has been doing that more and more lately. And it's so hard to watch. You know, my local news, it's all right. But it's like, even then at times, it's like, oh, I don't really hear it. It's like, I know what's going on. I want to, but I don't want to hear it from, I don't want to hear it with a spin. I don't want to hear what your opinion of the news is. You read a news story, read it to me the way it is. This is what's going on. This is what we know. This is what we don't know. Not, this is what we think we know. This is what we think is going on. And we're telling you that because we believe this is really what's going on, even though they say this is going on. And neither side is exempt. Both sides do it. Both sides lie to you. I'm not going to say the media is bad, because I don't think the media is bad. I think the media is stuck in this game where they can't get out of it, because the government controls how the media gets information. So depending on which side of the government wants you to get it, that's going to depend a lot on the information you get. And again, it's never fully what you need to know. It's not like Republicans bad or Democrats bad. It's not like that. It's not that simple. Somewhere in the middle is a true story there. And that's the biggest problem. And unfortunately, we're the ones that suffer from it. And it's the same thing like up in Canada. You have different political divisions, but in general, you still get different stories for those political affiliations. We'll talk about it really quick together here. Yeah, I mean, you'd think the government wouldn't do this, but they've been doing it for years. I mean, they really have. And the proof of that is nobody in the 60s absolutely knew that JFK had mistresses, but it came out, and we know now all this stuff about him. But that was hidden by the media. The media knew about this stuff. They had ways to find that stuff out, but they were told by the government, no, you're not going to say this. You're not going to do this. So the government's always been at the head of it. They've always been at the control of it. Listen, we can't tell people this stuff. So
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%, man. And this is the thing. That's why I always say you got to think for yourself, man. You got to do your own research. You got to think for yourself, because if you don't, then you're just going to believe a lot of the things that the media or the government does. And I kind of disagree with Chris. I think the media does have a lot to do with it. I think certain sides put the media in place, or put certain people in a place where that they know that they are going to spin a narrative towards their side. So I do think that the media does have a lot to do with that.
I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit because some stuff I don't think we should know, because of too many people know. They go crazy. We see stuff like The Purge. I'm going to use that as an example, an extreme example. But we're gonna people or they get it. If you give somebody the freedom to say, "Oh, hell with it, fuck it," then that causes chaos, and we don't have enough of people to sustain chaos. So some things, and there's a saying, ignorance is bliss. I'm not saying on all things, but if it's better to keep something and not cause chaos under wraps than to be truthful and say it, I mean, which is the lesser two evils.
I hear what you're saying, Danny, and I understand with the chaos stuff.
Like I'm just doing devil's advocate now.
Yeah, no, I know, I know, and I agree with you. But I think that I don't know, man. There's like I want to know certain things. If it's gonna cause chaos or not, like if it's
but there is a truth to what Danny's saying, though, because
absolutely.
It is our government's job. We do put those people in place to keep us safe. If something, and I almost would take the whole pandemic thing here. A lot of people say that Trump bungled it. Now, I'm not getting on any side here, but a lot of people say he bungled it because he knew about it. They knew about it ahead of time, and they just kind of said it'll go away. And, I mean, and then they did come around, and they did start working on it. I'm not going to say he didn't do anything for it, but they came around. But a lot of people point out to him that he knew, and they have proof he knew, and he just kind of said, let's just keep it quiet, let's keep it down, because we don't want to freak people out. Well, where are you at now? I mean,
right, is that something that should have been kept quiet? You know what I mean?
And that's why you have to watch who's in there. You have to make sure you got people to understand this is the time to say it, this is the time not to say it. Cuban Missile Crisis is a great point, though. They could have hidden the Cuban Missile Crisis.
If you got scientists or experts that are telling you, hey, ABC 1, 2, 3 is going to happen if we don't do this right this, then you as a leader, it's your responsibility to get those same brainiacs to figure out, okay, what can we do to combat this or lessen this or make it as minimal fatalities as possible. I don't think he did that. I think he did like what Chris said. It'll go away. It'll fix it. No. If you get this information, 5 years ago, they had this information when it first came out because the video was there. So they should have been working on this, but he was so energetic and so focused on getting Obama out and reversing everything he did. He should have been focusing on trying to properly prepare the country and possibly the world with the antidote. If this thing we had this vaccine 3 years ago, it may not be as many deaths as we have now, but just saying.
True. All right, let's get to the next topic. Let me find it right here. Here we go. Next topic coming. Here we go.
Oh God.
Yes. I love this question. Oh, no, you go second. Michael Myers is accused of being homophobic. It appears that some people are mad that in the latest iteration of Halloween Kills, that Jason offs a same-sex couple. People's reasoning is that the couple in question is the only homosexual couple in the whole movie. What are your thoughts on this?
Jesus
I got it. Let's do it.
Who question was this?
This was Chris's. It's definitely Chris's one. You know, it's a Halloween question, so.
Yep. All right, there we go. We put it in the chat. Get the timer up. 3 minutes, Anzo. Your time starts now.
People are fucking stupid. Plain and simple, they're stupid. It's a fucking movie. Like, you're gonna call the man homophobic. Why? Because he killed a gay couple. But if you go watch the 7 Halloween movies, how many fucking people has he killed in those movies? I don't see anybody calling him fucking racist because he kills the black person first in his movies, right? You know what I mean? Like, how many fucking horror movies and Halloween movies has the black guy, when you see a black guy in this movie, like, ah, shit, that dude is dead, right? No one fucking said, oh, Jason's racist because he killed the black guy. The black guy was the first to go. Why is the black guy the first to go? It's just dumb, man. First off, you're complaining about not being represented in these movies. And then when you get represented, you want to fucking complain because he killed off the homophobic, the homosexual couple. Sorry, geez, I was about to say homophobic, right? It's ridiculous. People like to talk and complain about everything. It's like, oh well, they were the only homosexual couple in the movie. So what? Because of that, they're supposed to survive? Well then, hey, there's black people. They're only black people in the movie. I say they should survive too. Then, if that's the fucking case, right? Plus, we all know
you can't have everything you want.
I guess not, because we all know that most black people, when they get in these horror movies, if it was real life, they are gone. No. They are not sticking around to see what is going on. They will see this fucking 6'7" dude walk up.
Who's that guy in the mask? I ain't going over there talking to
him. Facts.
Bye.
Facts. Boom. They are gone. Boom. Right away. You guys want to stay and figure this shit out? Do what you got to do. I am getting the fuck out of here. This is what we do, right? So why not we complain about them making us look fucking stupid in the movies then? And we'll complain. Like, it's a movie, guys. Like, come on. Like, be glad that you're being represented in a horror movie and be glad that you guys got a fucking honorable death in a horror movie. You know what I mean? Samuel Jackson was fucking killed in the Deep Blue Sea, like, right away. And when I seen that, I was like, holy shit, that was fire. Rewind, please. You know what I mean? So, like, relax, calm down, breathe. It's a movie. Who gives a fuck? Just be glad that you guys are represented. You know what I mean? And from what I hear, the role they had was pretty good. It wasn't just like, oh, look, homophobic company, then we kill them. No, they had talking roles. I didn't see the movie, but I heard they had like scenes in the movie. So be glad of that. And hey, man, they got killed by Michael Myers. What more do you ask for?
Yeah. There was this mall right at the state line area, almost, called Indian Springs Mall. Then it's in a more urban location. Mm-hmm. And I used to, I had a lot of friends around there. We'd go there, and a bunch of black people would go to those movies. And I love going to horror movies with black people because they talk to the screen. They go, "Oh, motherfucker, don't go in there! What the fuck are you thinking?" Dude, I love it because it's so fucking hilarious. That's like my favorite place, because that's what I think horror movies are. They're comedies. They're like, what the hell? I know people who don't like Child's Play, and I'm like, why? It's so fucking hilarious when you think about it.
And the series is pretty good too.
I have to watch it, but I've heard that, and what I've read, it looks like they're really sticking true to the whole thing. And then the guy that played Andy is part of this one too, isn't he?
And Charles Lee Ray's in it. The original Charles Lee Ray's voice.
Because the guy who played Andy was in the first and second one, and then he did like the last two, I think, or the last one, and then he's a part of this. And I love that they did bring him back because that's really kind of cool. Danny, 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
I'm just gonna piggyback.
Here to say
what Nzo said.
You hear the sigh again?
This is just crazy, man. I don't even know why I'm even discussing this because I don't care. I don't watch this. I didn't watch this movie. I don't know whether he killed a homosexual, heterosexual, metrosexual. I don't know what he did. I don't watch it. I've never watched before, but I don't know why this is bugging anybody. And like he said, it's been notorious that in a horror movie, you see a black person there, we automatically say or think to ourselves, he's dead. The only movie like that a black person survived that I remember is LL Cool J on Deep Blue Sea.
Right.
That's true.
I don't know how he made it, but he made it.
Well, that's because they already killed the more known black person.
Black guy,
like, we killed a popular black guy. We got to hold back now.
Jackson, I think he get paid to get killed because he got killed in Saw, the last Saw, if I'm not mistaken. He got killed in King Kong. He got killed in Deep Blue Sea. He got killed in Django Unchained. So I mean, he loves getting killed, whatever. So didn't bother me.
He's good at it.
In every movie, I thought his ass deserved it. He was mad with King Kong for no damn reason. King Kong trying to save people, and this motherfucker trying to kill him. In Deep Blue Sea, he trying to make the sharks smarter than what they should be because he's trying to think it's going to help people that got Alzheimer's. Fucking with nature like you shouldn't do it. In Saw, I don't know what he did in Saw. I didn't watch that, but in the other movie, King Kong, Deep Blue Sea. I can't think.
Lots of movies,
but doing stuff that he got no business doing, and now unfortunately, look like he got killed in doggone Star Wars, but he shouldn't have got killed on that. I just don't think he's dead. I think that Mace Windu was alive, so I hope that he is.
Lord.
But anyway, not to go on that rant. Get back to the topic. Jason is an equal opportunity killer based on what I've been told. It don't matter. Black, white, blue, green, male, female, Hispanic, Japanese. If you in that town where he lives at and you get in his way, your ass is dead. So I don't know why you even bringing this up because it makes no sense. Because I've never seen Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, them suckers. It don't matter. If you in their way, you in their little area, they gonna fuck you up. So this makes zero sense to me. I don't know why I even brought this up. Crazy question, dumb question. So get over yourself. It ain't that serious.
Hey, Danny, bro,
it's really silly.
In fucking Jason versus Freddy, right? There's a scene where Freddy's going after the white girl, and Kelly Rowland's character, the black girl, says, "Hey, motherfucker!" And he turns around, and Freddy says, "Oh, how sweet, dark meat." You know what I remember that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys. Like, what are we talking about here? For real.
All right. Hey, Danny said it best. He's an equal opportunity killer. Anybody you put in that movie, if they're a character in that movie, he's going to kill him. The only one that's really ever going to live, and I don't know what they're going to do. I have a feeling that in the next one, because it's the last two, they say. We know that's not true. But with Jamie Lee Curtis, it's definitely the last two she's going to be in. I think what's going to happen is in order to kill Jason, that she's going to have to die too. I think that's how it's going to come down. But she's the only one that lives. It's like, what's her name? What was it? I know it's I don't know. There's tons of movies where there's that one character who's going to live. The only one I know that they ever didn't do that with was Final Destination, which kind of screwed a bunch of people. They're like, wow, they're gonna kill the yes, Michael Myers. That's right. Sorry, Michael Myers. Not Jason. Anyways. But it doesn't matter. It's a horror movie. That's your guy. That's the killer. That's the main guy. He's going to kill everybody who isn't the main character. And again, I agree with Anzo, the whole inclusion thing. Inclusion. If you want to be included into horror movies, you're going to have to include yourself in the death toll. That's just how it works. And again, both Danny and Anzo said it very well. This has been happening to Black people for years. In fact, so much so that I don't think anybody thinks it's racist. They just think it's funny as hell. Because, as Anzo said, no Black person in their right fucking mind would ever be around more than 5 seconds of that movie. They'd be like, I gotta go. I got someplace to be. I got all of that stuff to do. And yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, that's basically all I got to say, because you guys said basically everything there. Equal opportunity. That's how it is. Let's do 3 minutes together. And
this is a question that you saw somewhere, or just one you just thought of?
This is something that is actually out there. The people are saying that he is homophobic because he killed the only homosexual couple in this movie.
In the movie, yeah.
So, there's somebody that ain't got nothing to do but try and find little shit and magnify it and blow it up more than it really is. Really, people, come on now, we gotta get a grip. They got a time. There has to be a time when you read and see some of this stuff, and you gotta use common sense. Really.
Well, that's true. And I mean, how do you know? How do they know the killer is not gay? I mean, I wanted to do this question because I think it shows you the ridiculousness that people will go to, because we talk about a lot. We do dissect movies. We do dissect a lot of this stuff. We talk about a lot of this stuff. But you can't WandaVision it, for lack of a better term. And this is somebody WandaVisioning the hell out of this. It's like, folks, there's somebody in a horror movie and they're going to die. It could be a blue alien. Are you going to be mad because it's a blue alien? I mean, because I'm not saying this is the same as Jason, but this, like Jason in space. I mean, are we really dissecting it?
It looks like we are, brother.
Yeah.
I don't think we're dissecting it. I think we're putting out there the idiotic side of people to actually even say this, because the character is only homophobic if you project homophobic terms onto him.
I agree.
There's nothing to, I mean, if he had walked in, I don't know when they're doing it, but normally they're in a sexual situation in these movies. If they're in a sexual situation and he walks in and he goes like, oh my God, like does something like he's surprised or scared. Okay, then maybe you can say that. But if he just walks in and kills them, hey, another notch, dude. So yeah, hold on just a second, guys. Keep talking.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%, man. I just think that people take this Jason stuff a little bit too literally, and it's like, oh my gosh. And at the end of the day, just be glad that you guys are getting the recognition that you want. You're in these movies, you know what I mean? And that's what you want, recognition. So like Danny said,
hold on, guys, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Like Danny said, there is no fucking, gender to him killing anybody. It's if you're in the movie, you're gonna die. Simple and plain.
Wrong place at the right time for him. Hello?
Was it Danny?
I can hear you.
Okay. No, I didn't hear what you said the last thing.
I said the wrong place, the right time for him.
Facts. 100%. Shit, my headsets are falling apart and shit. God damn it.
And them beats.
Yep.
Shit. And that kind of money, they better never fall apart.
That's what I'm saying. These things are like maybe a year old at the most. Okay, Chris gone, and that fucking beeping is annoying.
I don't want to put that money in beats. I got Skull Candy. These here pretty good.
Those are good headphones too. Well, since Chris is gone, yo, Danny, did you see the shit. The trailer for the He-Man season 2.
No,
Yeah, man, it dropped. It's pretty good.
it's straight.
Yeah, man, look good.
For the one that everybody was like, that's not my
Complaining about
He-Man.
this shit. Yeah, that's not my He-Man. Yep, trailer dropped.
I watched it after this. Oh my
And
god, what the hell is that shit?
And it looks fire, bro. It looks fire. I was like, oh shit.
When does it come on?
November 23rd.
November 23rd. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
ready for that.
And you got what you say?
Who did the original round table for that?
I don't think we did a round table for the He-Man.
We did?
I don't know that at all.
I thought we talked about it or something.
We probably talked about it on Rob's channel, but I don't think we ever did a round table on it.
Did you ever watch a second one that was on Netflix?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's straight.
Yeah, I thought it was good. The people were like, oh, this cartoony one, this thing He-Man, but this was good. I was like, it was good.
Yep.
But when you see the trailer for the second one now, I was like, okay. You see Ram Man. You see a lot of original characters that were from the original cartoon and the toys. And I was like, oh shit, this is fire.
Flash said he's feeling to spit. That beat is fire. No, that beat ain't fire.
What beat?
That damn ringing over and over.
The beating? No, man. But I know Donnie could spit some shit over it. Come on, Donnie, let's do it.
I can't do that.
Chaos list.
It's annoying as fuck, though. I feel like muting my shit, bro.
Man, damn, shit's on my nerve.
I know, right?
Shit, it's totally absurd.
Bam! There we go. Lyrics.
Oh God! Chris, what are you doing to us? It's like that damn waterboarding. This is waterboarding. What the fuck?
Lyrics, guys. Lyrics. Danny dropping.
Yeah, he's like, yes, I will fix Nzo and Danny.
Yeah, he's like, I'll be back, guys. Here, take this with you, motherfucker. So, what are we doing the show tomorrow, Danny?
What show?
Oh,
yeah. Sure.
All right. So, guys, since we have time promoting the show tomorrow, where me and Danny are gonna pick some old school tracks, digging into crates, not traits.
Yeah.
How many songs you want to do, Danny?
Probably about 2 each, maybe.
Okay, because I got two that people haven't heard in a long time, and I'm pretty sure you might not even have heard these two, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit, all right.
I heard one this morning going to work. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't never heard this before.
All right,
pretty good. Oh, it's old rap
cool.
duo.
So don't tell me the songs, and I won't tell you, and we'll just bust it on the show. And
I gotta find another one though. I'm gonna kill you, Chris.
Sorry, guys.
For real.
Past 2 minutes.
For real.
You what? Oh, shit.
Dinging for
Sorry.
the past 2 minutes.
Sorry, man. All right, here. All right, sorry.
It's quite all
I'm gonna go ahead and spin the next one, and then let you guys talk, and I'll be back, okay? Because I gotta get some stuff done.
Your third or
I got somebody that just showed up.
Third question. This is my question here.
All right. Did this year's DC fandom give you hope as a comic book fan that WB has finally got their act together and become more competitive against the MCU? All right. I will be right back in 3 minutes and make sure that doesn't go off forever.
You want to go first, Danny? Or?
Yeah, I'll go.
Cool.
Yes, this DC fandom this year gave me really good hope. I'm not going to get too crazy and say, yes, DC is going to do it. But I will say, if DC does, if these movies are as good as they look, the trailers that we've seen, and the story isn't crazy, and they stick to this plan, they're not going to catch MCU because MCU is just too far ahead right now. But this would definitely put them on a track, I believe, or on a path that people can say, okay, um, DC, you finally got your head together. You finally seen to get your act together. They got the ultimate reset button. If that Flash movie goes back and does Flashpoint, they can reset the DC universe like they want to, like it should be. But they gotta have somebody with a plan. You just can't pull shit out your ass and expect for it to work. You gotta have some kind of plan. You gotta have a vision. You gotta have a 2 year plan, 5 year plan, 10 year plan. That's what Kevin Feige did. So he already laid out the blueprint to what made Marvel successful. I'm not telling you to go over there and copy it verbatim, but you can take some notes and make it your own. You can take your own. You can take somebody's idea and put your own flavor and spin to it. That's all y'all got to do, DCU. Y'all got the better characters. When I say better characters, I mean more recognizable universally. 2 out of 3 characters that are recognized universally are DC characters. That's Batman and Superman. Marvel has Spider Man. So y'all have the potential to do good shit, and you already got 2 of the most accepted actors to play 2 of the best characters. Everybody loves Ben Affleck as Batman. Everybody I talk to loves Henry Cavill as Superman. Y'all have the ability to get those 2 actors locked in for at least 4 or 5 years, where they can do Man of Steel 2, um, um, Batman versus Superman the right way, Public Enemies. You could do, you can even do Justice League 2. But you gotta put whatever this hate or whatever this problem or issue you got with Zack Snyder, you need to lay that shit to rest because with his vision and y'all get these movies up and running, because I think Black Adam is gonna be good. Not because I'm just harping on it, but I think that The Rock is gonna put the necessary energy and time into it. And whether y'all want to believe it or not, he has been the leading money earner in actors for the past 2 or 3 years. So he comes with a lot of clout and a lot of cachet. I think if this movie is a success, that's going to give him more leverage to go after WB and say, "Look, we need to get Henry Cavill back because I definitely wouldn't mind seeing Batman versus, Henry Cavill, Superman versus Henry Cavill Superman versus Black Adam, Rock's Black Adam." So DC fandom overall, I like what I saw. I think if they don't f it up, they will gain some ground on the MCU.
Okay. All right. Good, good, good. Up next, Anzo, 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
First off, I'll say this is a great show because I agreed with Danny 3 times today. It's weird that we did that, right? But absolutely 100%. When I watched the DC fandom and the trailers that they popped off, I was like, holy shit, these things look fire. The Flash looked fire. Shazam looked good. Black Adam looked good. The Batman looked good. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, yo, if these movies are a hit, then yes, they can actually, I won't say they catch up to Marvel because Marvel is just above and beyond at this point, but they can at least like shorten that gap 100%. Only problem that I have is we've been here before, right? We've seen the slate and we said, yes, this DC is coming out with all these fire movies, and then they come out and the movies are duds. Like they are trash ass movies. So that's one of the things that really has me concerned. But other than that, I'm excited for every single one of these movies. I think the Batman is the one I'm most excited for. I do have an issue where it looks really Nolan-esque type of movie. And everybody knows how I don't like them fucking Nolan Batman movies, right? So hopefully we get more superhero instead of real life type of Batman in these movies. That's what I'm hoping for. So far, it looks good. The Flash, they did his suit properly this time. I love the way his suit looks. They gave him the yellow lightning, which everybody was complaining about. How come he has blue lightning? I don't care. I don't give a fuck what color his lightning is. But you know what I mean? But they gave him the right lightning for this movie. Absolutely 100% cool with that. And then we got the Black Adam trailer where it was just Okay, Rock is coming in strong, right? He when he grabs the dude and he turns to fucking bones and just drops him on the floor, I was like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. So if DC can live up to the hype of these movies, then they'll be right back there on track. And I always said that they they cut off their universe way too quick because Marvel, not all of their movies were a hit. It's just the fact that Marvel has so many hits that people sometimes forget about the duds that they actually did have. And DC was on that path. They had some good movies and they had some duds. It happens, right? They should have kept the course, but they didn't. And I'm hoping that they have a plan which is leading up to maybe a Crisis on Infinite Earth or some kind of big crossover event with all these heroes that they're bringing in from Elseworld and stuff like that. This is what I'm hoping for. But at the end of the day, the DC fandom did do good, and I think the movies that they have coming out, I'm more excited for those movies than I am for the Marvel slate that when they announced their slate. So,
Okay. All right. 3 minutes for me. Let's just. Am I more hopeful, does it give me hope? Unfortunately, yes, and because here's the unfortunate side. This is like the hope I had when I heard Disney bought Star Wars. Except, I have more information. I know Warner Brothers fucks with shit. I know Warner Brothers fucks with DC shit. I have no faith in Warner Brothers until they give me reason to. Because time and time again, they have reversed, they have redirected, they have slowed down, they have rejected, they have pulled back, they have said, no, we're not doing this. Yes, we are. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes, no, 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 and yes. And what the hell? Because again, of all these movies that they have shown us right now, there's only one that they are not calling DCEU. And that is the Batman. Everything else is considered part of the DCEU. The Peacemaker, Flash, Aquaman, Shazam 2, Black Adam. These are all being listed as the DCEU. And the only reason why the Batman isn't is because this is the same movie that Ben Affleck started on. This is a movie he was going to direct, write, and star in. Then he backed out of directing. Then he backed out of it altogether because he didn't like his script. And then they kept the same director after he backed out. And it's become what it is. But because it's no longer Ben Affleck, they can't make it DCEU. So somewhere in their thought processes, they've decided that you can have the DCEU without two of the main characters. One of them, though, will be in The Flash, and that's Ben Affleck. I hope whatever they end up doing, that they keep him and they do another movie with him on his own. And I hope that they bring back Cavill. I'm the same way with this as Danny is. But my problem is Warner Brothers just doesn't do that shit. Warner Brothers fucks with it. The first one of these movies that doesn't do exactly what they want, they'll finish the rest of these movies up, but they'll say, oh, no, this isn't right. We got to redo something. And I don't have faith in Warner Brothers. That's my problem. It's not that I don't have faith in the product. I don't have faith in Warner Brothers sticking with it. I think the product's going to be good. It's not going to be what Warner Brothers wants. I think Warner Brothers is going to have like one goal they don't meet. It'll miss by $100,000, and they'll be like, "Oh, it sucks now. It's horrible." That's what they did. Batman versus Superman was how much? Almost $1 billion. And yes, the theatrical version was not great. The director's version was better, and there are problems with it. I'm not saying there aren't. But the fact is, they had near $1 billion film, and they literally decided right then that they had to change it up. Because as soon as they finished up the movies that followed up after that, they started shooting Justice League. And as soon as Zack Snyder pulled out of Justice League, what happened? They changed it all up. We wanted to look brighter. We want Marvel. We want flashy. Blah, blah, blah. They brought in Joss Whedon and fucked it. 6 ways to Sunday. This is Warner Brothers. If you have faith in that without proof, I'm sorry. I don't. 3 minutes. Let's talk about it.
Don't have proof. The only proof that I got is that out of all of the DC fandoms, this seemed to be the most popular, seemed to be the more received, and it seemed to be more talked about. Though it's not proof, so to say, but it gives one that has faith in DC hope that maybe after doing all this stuff wrong, maybe they finally stumble on to something that's right. And one thing that they don't have is they got in the past. I don't think they had a actor with the clout and cachet that The Rock has. So maybe if he comes into that fold, maybe they'll listen to him. I hope. So I think that he can tie the Shazam world to the Superman world to possibly the Batman world if they let him. So that's really where I got the most of my hope leaning towards, that maybe The Rock will come in there with his influence and power, Black Adam will be a success, and then maybe they will listen to what he got to say, and then he can tie. I think he can get the people that can do the writing and all that kind of stuff and put them in the same room together. I think he has that kind of tractability, I guess, to other people, and has that kind of clout and cachet that to put the right people in the right room kind of to make the perfect storm. So that's where most of my hope is at.
I agree with you, and I think that they're gonna do the right thing with these movies. I think the movies are gonna actually do pretty well because I'm pretty sure they heard all the fucking drama and all the talk that people were saying about these movies. They had the pandemic. They had that long time to get things right. So if they don't have these movies right by now, then they're never going to get them right.
Well, that's the problem. They can't stay in one spot long enough to see if it works. Do we disagree with the fact that they should have stuck with Zack Snyder's vision at least? You had the whole time you had Flashpoint or you had Crisis on Infinite Earths you could have gone to. The second you thought, okay, this just isn't, we've stuck with this for 12 movies or 10 movies, 5 movies, whatever. It just didn't give it a chance. Because, I mean, I think we saw after Justice League, while yes, it was still way earlier than it needed to be, if that's the product we had gotten, we all would have been, I think that would have knocked it into the stratosphere. I think that would have been their springboard into bigger, better.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree 100%.
All right, guys. Well, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that's our 3 topics right there. And yeah, so now you know what time that is, guys. If you're in the chat, you know you stuck around. That's what we like to see.
Yes.
And it is now time for
Fact or Fiction.
the final 5. Fact or Fiction. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Final 5, fact or fiction. You know, so I have to go through these every week. I have to go through these and make sure there isn't anything on there that, you know, that we were looking at. And this week, actually, there is. And it comes from week 3, because in week 3, we actually already have one thing out. And that was, I think we all got that right. I'm trying to remember what it was. Let me see here. The what if one, if they're going to have a giant universe. We got that. But the 5th question that week, let's just start with that one right now. The 5th question that week was final 5 fact or fiction. Question number 5 from week 3. Nzo Hodges of Biggaford Entertainment and Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat, are going mano a mano in the first versus competition in Khaos Central history. Fact or fiction? Danny will win by more than 10% in the chat poll. Now, I'm going to show this really quick. What was the final poll?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't remember. I do not recall.
It was more than 10%.
Okay, so Nzo said fiction. Danny said fact. I said fiction because I didn't think it would be 10%. I did say he would win, but I didn't think it was going to be 10% by the poll. I thought it'd be much, much closer. Nzo, you must have been sleeping that day.
Nah, Danny cheated.
Oh. So we have to go here now, guys. The final 5 fact or fiction correct prediction tally. Danny has 2 now, and Nzo and I are at 1. Yes, so that is gone. Let's get to this week's, though, guys. Here we go. Final 5 fact or fiction, week 7. Question number 1. The debate with the Rust movie shooting is who is at fault. Some think Alec Baldwin, others the assistant director. Fact or fiction? Alec Baldwin will be charged in this shooting.
Fiction.
Danny says fiction. Let me get this up here. Make sure I get all this up here. Danny's first one says fiction. Nzo says fiction. That's why I sent you those 2 articles, because I wanted you to read and get a little context on what's going on. I say fiction charged, also.
The damn cops need to be fired.
Okay, so here's the thing. In movies, if you don't know how movies work, guys, basically.
Now you mean criminally charged now? I don't think he'll be criminally charged, but civilly he's gonna get sued.
I don't think that. I think they'll go after the production. I don't think they'll go after him, because here's the thing. Though. He is a producer on it, but here's the thing: your AD, your assistant director, and your prop master are in charge of that gun. The prop master says that they checked the gun was locked up, and da 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 da. The AD says here's a cold gun, cold gun, and a lot of people are saying Alec Baldwin should have checked it first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he shouldn't have, but there are people paid to do that. Now, yes, you're right, because there's a lot of history with this assistant director, and if Alec Baldwin had a choice on this,
I got a reason why he shouldn't have. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead.
Okay, if I'm the actor and Nzo is my assistant, or you my assistant, and we work on many movie sets together and never had an issue, I'm not going to question Nzo or you if you say, here, Danny, here's a cold gun. I'm going to trust y'all because I done been working with y'all for many, many years. Now, if this is a new director and y'all haven't built that relationship, then yeah. But if this is somebody he's been working with for years, I wouldn't even question if you and Nzo was to hand me the gun and say, Danny, here's the gun for the next scene.
This assistant director actually has had a lot of situations like this. People have walked off of sets because he is very laxed on safety. He's known for it. So I have a feeling that because a death happened, that's the guy that needs to be worried about it. The production will have to pay money out. They will. But, and also, whatever. All right.
This prop master then was fired off the last. Previous. So
but you know who the prop master is? The prop master, I believe, is Quentin Tarantino's prop master.
There's some female. I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Final 5 fact or fiction question number 2. The Chiefs are 3-4. Their defense has been suspect for several years, but now the offense seems to be not clicking. Fact or fiction, the Chiefs will not make the playoffs.
Fiction.
I'm going to go with fiction too. But I want to say fact, but I'm going to go with fiction. I think they'll get it together.
That is interesting, because I will gladly be wrong on this one. I'm going to say fact. If they can't figure this out,
they're going to make
they can't get in their groove.
They're not going to.
They're in the AFC. They're in the AFC, which is a much, much tougher league. Mm-hmm. And they've got some teams that are already up 2 or 3 games over them. They have a whole hell of a lot of room to make up. And I don't know if with that pressure on them, if they're going to be able to do it. So that's why I say fact. So I am surprised that I'm the only one that said fact in that. Interesting. Question number 3. There seems to be calls from some Republicans, but several Republicans for Donald Trump not to run in the 2024 election. They fear it might hurt their midterm chances. Fact or fiction, Donald Trump will run in 2024.
God, let this be fiction.
I think it's fact, though.
Fuck. I don't know on this one. I'm
gonna say fact.
Can we put? I don't have a clue.
No, fact or fiction.
Fuck. I'm gonna say fiction.
I'm kind of with Anza, but I'm gonna say fiction too. I know a lot of people don't think there's a lot of smoke and fire where all these lawsuits are lining up and stuff, but man, if he gets enough of that stuff by that time, dude, you got money. Just go sit at home. You're not the first president who's done it, but I'm gonna say fiction for now. I'm probably wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, he won't declare, but he's still running around like he is going to run, and they're worried that it's going to hurt their chances during the midterms. That's Mitch
can
McConnell.
I change one of my answers?
Yeah, which one?
Cheese fat.
All right, very good.
I did look at their schedule.
They have one of the hardest schedules, and that's the thing.
Only see one team they're gonna beat twice. That's the Broncos. Everybody else, their ass gonna get whipped. So
maybe. I mean, they could still get it. They could still get it in gear and do it. But I'm not that hopeful for it. Okay, question number 4. Final 5 fact or fiction. Question number 4. The Rolling Stones magazine says that the Eternals' hot gods will bore you to death. Fact or fiction. The Eternals will be the lowest adjusted, meaning that once all of it's adjusted for the inflation in current times, it'll be the lowest adjusted grossing film in MCU history.
that is definitely fiction.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with fact.
There's no way that ain't gonna make that Black Widow gonna make more than that. No,
I think it will. I'm gonna go with fact.
Without looking, I'm going to say fact also. All right, last one. Denis Villeneuve's version of Dune has been cited as dazzling yet frustrating. Now, the second part of Dune has been green-lighted. Fact or fiction? Dune 2 will never see the light of day.
Fiction.
fiction.
They already greenlit it, so
Yeah,
Just because they greenlit it doesn't mean they can't pull it.
that's
But I'm
true.
going to say this: it's fiction. Because here's the thing: all those of you who don't like it, probably Danny and Nzo. I don't know, and Danny, did you watch it?
I watched it. That last
What'd you
question, there's gonna be a part 2. That last question, we'll never know.
What do you mean?
Go back to it. You gotta put a time frame to it, something like up to date or something.
Well, I say history. I mean more currently.
Like from what we have now, like
Yeah,
that's out there. I got it.
and I thought about that when I was writing it. You're right. I probably just said to date,
Right
but
today, yeah.
history. I would let you guys off on that. I'd say in about a year we could go back and probably easily figure that one out. Because if it's over whatever the lowest grossing film is currently, then it wins. Then whatever. So, but I meant like pretty much in the next few years. I mean, so I'm not saying like forever and ever and ever. So,
Because I'm gonna go out on technicality if I can.
no. No. All right. And that's it, guys. That's our 5 questions. Cool. Thank you guys out in the chat. Thank you for coming in and supporting us. We always do appreciate that. We're going to save this final 5 fact or fiction, and it is saved and referenced, and Danny is 2 right answers, and Nzo and I are one. See, I could go technicality because I could say I thought you were going to win, so I win on technicality. But I said that 10% because I didn't think that he was going to give you that. Man, dude, were you even awake for the thing?
Hey, man, the songs I put in there were fire. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's a chat's fault.
Yeah, bias. Definite bias. Right? Definitely biased because I know a few songs that I did hands down.
92% bias, Chris.
Two songs I know hands down beat two of the songs he played. Right, the Ether song beat that trashy song at the end, and my It's So Hard beat the Brat. So
got to give the people.
And Danny's first fucking song wasn't even a song; it was just a beat. With fucking little, it was not a song. That was a beat, bro.
What? That was DJ Cool.
Let me clear my throat. Yeah, that's a beat. There's no lyrics in that song.
No,
whatsoever.
He's saying it takes two. That's exactly what it is.
No. That's what I said. They do the chorus of different songs, but there is no.
Mm-hmm. Go back and listen to it. He sings his version of "It Takes Two." That's what it was. Real talk.
I go back and listen to it, but I don't think so.
I know so. I listen to that song just about every week.
I'll go listen to
it. All right. So, with that said, and it's another successful week here on Khaos Central. Next week, we will not be here. We're taking the week off for my Rumble Championships. And this is how it's going to work, guys. We had several people drop out for work and other things, being scared. I don't know. One of them says he's going to be out in the field with cows, and I didn't want to get any further with that one. Anyways, no. So we have Danny, JJ, Yvette, Austinator, and who's the fifth? LDG. So this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to have 2 nights, Tuesday night and Thursday night next week is going to be a 2-part championship round. The scores they get in the first game stay with them to the second game. And then the highest score of the cumulative 6 questions wins the championship. So 2 nights next week on the Real Review 3000 on Tuesday
you get 5
7 p.m.
the first night and then 5 questions the second night.
No, 3.
Score, 3 questions.
We only do 3 now. Yes, okay. So 3 questions first night, 3 questions the second night. And the questions that go up there are going to stay the whole time. So we got 5 people. That's 10 questions. We can get all the questions off of there. So we're not getting extra questions. The questions that are up there are going to be up there. So basically, next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Thursday, the same thing, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Guys, check it out next week. I'm telling you right now, Danny's going to be there. And there's been some smack talking going on.
You're looking at the second
in the chat.
Grand Champion right now. I'm going to tell you.
Look at Nzo. Nzo's like,
I was pulling for Daddy until he pulled that bullshit with the verses. Now I want to like fucking. I'm gonna go at Yvette.
It was Monty Mono, man. I didn't.
I feel you. All I'm saying is we got cut off, and Danny learned his lesson, and he made sure he played fucking songs that he knew would be on top instead of the ones he wanted to play.
Did I break any rules?
No, I'm not saying you broke any rules. Okay. Not at all. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I stayed with the songs that I had packed from 3 weeks ago, and I stuck with that. You actually switched up and everything. I'm like, okay, I should have switched up. I didn't do it. My bad for not doing that.
They were the same songs on my list.
Those aren't the ones you were gonna play.
All right, guys. We're running right up on about an hour and 10 minutes. And I know, really, guys, we've been doing pretty darn good. I think over the past about 10 episodes of our shows together, I think we've only gone over maybe to an hour and a half a few times. But we've been sticking with that hour. It's great stuff. Shows have been doing really good. Guys, again, remember, look down there at the bottom at the crawl, the rule of 3 at chaoscentral.com. If you email that email, you can send us topics that you want us to use, and we will put them up instead of our own topics, guys. If you have a topic that you think is going to be fire and really good conversation on the Khaos list, send it to the Khaos list at chaoscentral.com so Nzo can get that. And if you've got something that you want us to cover, or like, let's say sometimes we've done countdowns or favorites and stuff like that, or if you have a topic that you want Danny to cover, huh?
I tell him Brittany.
What'd you say? Oh, okay. Hey, Brittany, thank you for stopping by.
Good night.
But if you got something for Danny's show, it's the Chaotic Conversation at chaoscentral.com. And you can go onto the channel and see how we spell those shows. Just put it all together at chaoscentral.com, and you can email us. It goes to each one of us directly for our own shows so we can see it. We're the ones that make that decision. So just do that. If you got suggestions, you can do the same thing. Send it to those emails and we'll all get that. So I want to make sure you guys know that. Guys, one more time, tell them about yourself. Nzo, go ahead and go.
What's up, guys? You know the channel Biggaford Entertainment. Make sure to check it out. The OOC's coming up next. Did a video on there about us dude, you know, pedophile dude, whatever. And then he was on another channel trying to explain himself. So I'm going to be doing a little reaction with that with Roberto on that channel. It's going to be fire. Hope you guys check that out. Other than that, great show, Chris. Great questions. And I'm coming for your ass, Danny.
Send me the link. I might come on.
I will.
I'm Danny.
Anyways, I'm going to pop up, guys, okay?
All right, take it easy. Have a good show, man.
Have a good one.
I'm Danny, aka Comment Chat. My shows on this channel is Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually have 4 to 5 topics, 4 to 5 panelists. 2 of the panelists usually are Chris Knight and Nzo that just left. We have Mads Mama Bear. We also have Terrence with T-Virus. So if you're going to interesting conversation, and you also have a new panelist, Ashley, aka the Widow. She joins us from time to time whenever she's not working, and we just kind of talk about topics that are hot at that particular time, that particular week. Not doing anything on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stop by here, and we'll do our best to entertain you and to bring you topics that will stimulate conversation. So thanks again. Good show, Chris. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much again, guys. I am Chris Knight. The Real Review 3000 is my channel. Of course, Khaos Central here, we're all a part of. We build a community, guys, so make sure you spread the word. Tell everybody about this. Have them come to our shows, guys. We've been getting some pretty good numbers. I appreciate that. Make sure they sub. Tell people, hey, listen, they're interactive. We'll listen to you guys. Star Wars Senate. The next Star Wars Senate I was hoping would be the 30th. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So look for it in another couple weeks, probably. We will have more information on that. Check the Twitter at Central Khaos on Twitter, or you can check Khaos Central on Facebook or Instagram, or my channel or my Twitter, which is Chris Knight 5150, which I should have had the I didn't have the names up this week. That's bad. Right there, Chris Knight 5150, or it's the Real Review 3000 on Facebook and Instagram. You can check that. I will tweet out something about it as soon as I know what we got going on. So, guys, thank you very much, everybody. I really do appreciate you guys being here. And with that said, as always, yeah, let's see if I can actually find the exit. Right? Yeah, there we go.